Hello, my friend, and welcome to the Lori Robertson podcast. I am your host, Lori Robertson, and today we are going to pick up with the next episode in the series of property preservation. Today, we're going to be talking about the two types of contractors in property preservation. One is a maintenance contractor, and the second one is a repair contractor. Now, this episode may be a little short, but it's going to be uh, informative, I should say, on what type of contractor that you're going to need for your business, whether you're going to need both of them or just one. So here we go. A maintenance contractor, right? A maintenance contractor will be completing small jobs and does not need any specialized training or construction background. A typical property preservation maintenance job will usually consist of securing the property by boarding up any broken windows, changing locks, winterization of the property, trash outs, which involves like the removal of debris, any type of maid services, like it's basic cleaning of the property, lawn maintenance, which is grass cutting and weed control, and snow removal, right? A maintenance contractor will always have to complete inspection tasks, such as noting the current condition of the property and estimating the cost of any minor property repairs. Once they are noted repairs that are needed, that is when the repair contractor comes into play. So let's stop here for a minute and let's think about this. Okay. The maintenance contractor is basically the person that you pull in when you have small jobs, right? And again, as I said, no specialized training or construction background. So let's say, for instance, my background, of course, has been in real estate, property management. Ugh, I can't even say it, but property management for the past 27 years. So my transition into property preservation was really easy for me, right? So let's say, for instance, you are in the position where you've been in the real estate industry as a property manager. Let's start with that one. Your maintenance contractor is going to be easy to find, right? Because as a property manager, as a assistant property manager, as a leasing consultant, as a recertification specialist, even as a regional property manager, you at one point in that career that you have probably hired a maintenance contractor or you've actually worked with one. So if that particular maintenance contractor needs any type of extra income, and this is a perfect business for a maintenance contractor, right? Because they already know what to do. So let's say, for instance, that you're looking for one. Well, you start there. You start with your inner circle, and if they cannot, or if it's prohibited based on the type of property management company that you're working for, then you can always ask them to refer you. In the property management or even the real estate industry, it's kind of like small, so you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, right? So that's an easy fix. Or let's say, for instance, you live in an apartment complex, right? You can talk to your maintenance contractor that works on your property, and you can find out if they are interested or if they know somebody. And then those are the easy way, because these people already have the experience that you need. Word of mouth is so um, it's so powerful. And so I'm not going to touch a lot on how at this particular point in time, but I'm just using that as an example, because later on in the series I am going to talk about how you can find your your maintenance contractor or your maintenance repair contractor. But let's keep going. So the second one is a repair contractor. And as a repair contractor, their role is a little different, right? You will actually have to give an estimate and a bid on a job. And if your job is approved, you can complete it yourself or you can contract it out. Okay, so this can consist of repair damages due to theft, roof repair or replacement. Let's say water damage and drywall repairs can be a big one, and anything else that needs to be done to help with getting the property in good condition per the bank requirements to get ready to sell. Okay, so having a different type of contractor, such as this repair, you can see it's a little different. The first contractor, the maintenance contractor, is not responsible for getting the bids. It's not responsible for, you know, approving and completing contracts, or repairing all of this stuff like this. That's not their job to do the actual repairs. The repair contractor is a little more in depth, and even still, as per the example that I use in property management, your maintenance person, I should say, can do these type of and become a repair contractor, because in that scope of property management, they do both jobs, right? So these are the two type of contractors that you will be utilizing in the property preservation business. And like I said, you can find these guys either if you're in the even if you're in the real estate industry, you're going to use different type of people to help you, especially if somebody's trying to sell their property and they may need different contractors to get the property together. If you are buying, so if one of your clients is buying something, they may need inspections, they may need different things that, as a real estate person, you have access to these people. Even as a real estate investor, as a wholesaler, anything in the real estate industry, period, you have access to these type of people where you can find a repair contractor and a maintenance contractor. Okay. So I told you that this episode is going to be really, really brief, because it's not a lot of information, but it's the basis of where you need to start in order to get the repairs done, right? But you also have to have reliable contractors. And I really advise that you have more than one, because sometimes people are not available. Then you have contractors that may not do the job the way that you want to do the job, and just because a lot of them don't have to have a lot of experience to be either one of these contractors, my suggestion is that you do find somebody that's experienced, because if they're experienced, they can get there, take care of the issue, take care of the problem quickly, take your photos and get it off to you so you can send it off. And that way, the faster you get the job taken care of, the faster you'll get paid. So I hope this brief information on the two type of contractors that you need for your property preservation business was very, very helpful. And I'm also going to again share with you in this description. If you have any questions whatsoever, please leave me a comment, or I'm going to leave a poll so that you can answer any questions there on the poll. And then also, I'm going to leave a link for any type, if you want to do a one-on-one consultation to get any of your questions answered. If you are already in the property preservation business and you just need a little help and a little guidance, I can be there for you for that. And I'm also going to share with you the 7 reasons why you should start your own property preservation business. If you have not listened to that episode, go back and check that one out. I am also going to leave information on my not my PDF, but my ebook. So if you want to kind of like learn about property preservation and you want to kind of do it yourself type of thing, I would definitely check that out. And if you are ready to take the master class, that I have, because you're ready to actually start your own property preservation business, I'll leave information down there for you as well. So I hope you got some valuable information here, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.